Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your
hosts,
Mike.
and Toria.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. I am so sick of being sick.
Yeah, I think that everyone is sick of you being sick.
Why is that?
Because it's sad to see you so unhappy.
My brain did not go to such a positive space.
You thought I was going to complain about you being
Yes.
whiny and unpleasant?
Exactly.
That too, but I was more sad that you were unhappy.
But I was going to say that I could have been a lot sassier and a lot whinier.
You could have been, but I probably wouldn't have come upstairs if you were. You'd have been up there all by your lonesome.
Kept it under control. I was proud of myself. I was.
Yeah. So what the heck was wrong with you anyway?
Oh my gosh, guys. We go to the dog park on like a Wednesday afternoon.
Yep.
And I had my chat with Chris. And then I was joking with Ash that Bree was going to get the doggy coronavirus if she wasn't careful because she's like playing with every ball that she found
Oh,
out
jeez. You jinx yourself.
So we get home. I think we even went to like Jamba Juice or something, didn't we?
No, we went to McDonald's and got sodas, I think.
We went somewhere. And anyway, I just started feeling like hell right here. So I went up to bed at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I did not appear for, let's see.
Well, you tried to go.
I did not really reappear for
Thursday.
6 days. Okay. But on Thursday, I was feeling better when I woke up. So I thought it was one of those crazy, like, bugs where you just feel like garbage, like, intensely for, like, hours, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. I felt like it was one of those kind of things.
Or like a touch of heat stroke.
Yeah. So we were going to go out to Costco. We had our masks on. I couldn't find my Costco card. So in the interim, the doctor had called me, and I told him what had happened. And at the time, there was no fever or anything like that. I just told him how I felt.
But you weren't feeling very well.
I told him how I felt, and he said, I think you should come in and have the COVID test. He goes, we have a real rapid result one. That will work. Well, then, by the time I got there, I told him I felt like I had a fever, and was pretty sure I had a fever. And then he said, well, that's okay because the test is even more accurate if you're running a fever. Weird how your body works, right?
Well, it's because you have symptoms already, so a negative is more likely to be a negative.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You've sort of tipped the scales.
Right.
In a sense, yeah.
There's clearly something, like if I took the COVID test right now, that one, and I have no symptoms of anything, it would be 85% accurate.
Yeah.
But if I had 104 fever, obviously there's something wrong. So if it says no, it's way more likely it's actually on the no side.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I meant. Was kind of narrows the field down.
Anyway.
What your choice was. So it's just interesting because there's those two paths you can diverge on there. Which way would you go? It was your choice. Which way would you go?
There was no choice to be made. What were the results of your test, dingus?
Well, they came back completely negative. And then he said, well, if I were you, I would probably just wait it out and see. Or we have this test. It costs this much money. And it takes 2 days to come back. It's mostly accurate, like as accurate as it can possibly be.
And it tested you for all the respiratory
and
flus.
It tested me for all these respiratory diseases and all these different flu viruses. And I'm glad I did that because the fever lasted for a long time.
More than a week.
Had I not done that, I would have eventually asked them to do it. So it would have just prolonged the agony a little further.
Right.
Because I'm a big believer that once you get something in your head, until you either prove or disprove it, you keep playing with it.
So you're saying you don't think it's any coincidence that you got your final test results back and then started feeling better?
Exactly. Because once you know, you can be like, oh, well, I can deal with the worst case scenario. That's not a problem. You see? And then you heal faster.
The real turning point was you actually getting some sleep.
Well, yeah.
It all started when you got the 2 hours of sleep instead of 1 hour of sleep.
Uh-huh.
And then your sleep just grew from there. Your body was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do while I close my eyes.
Yeah. And like I said, 4 hours, wake up just to pee, go back to sleep immediately. Like my head hit the pillow. Good night.
Right. And then you slept for like an entire day.
Yeah, another 4 hours. Then I woke up. I was up for a little while. Then I slept most of the morning away. And then I was up. And after that, I haven't been down.
Pretty much.
Took
You're a little on the slow side today.
I took a nap today. And yeah, that's why I'm reeling it back. You know, that's how I do things. I go in my head, okay, how far can I take it? I'll take it there then. And so I bring it up, you know, within the legal confines, bring it there. And why not? I mean, it's my right to go as far as close as I need to be, right?
I guess.
Anyway, bottom line, there are two diverging points.
Bottom line, he's feeling better and he's less complaining. Go him.
I'm feeling so much better. Now it's more energy related.
Now you're in recovery land.
It's why I totally understand why he says he's stressed, like to stay inside for a couple of days after your fever.
I'm not even really a fan of you going out as much as you're going out tomorrow.
I'm not either, to be honest.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of it either.
Wear the mask.
Yeah, I will. I'll wear the new
The
mask.
fancy one I got you.
Yep. But that's what's been going on with me, man. It's been how many days?
Well, today
8
marks
days
7
now.
days since your first test.
Yeah, but 8 days total since I was sick, since the dog park trip.
Yep.
And I would say I'm 85 to 90% perfect.
I think you'll probably go the full 14 days before you'll feel completely fine.
Yeah. That's why I'm just taking my time. You
Yep.
know? And only doing the bare essentials.
And I've been relegated to sleeping on the couch.
And you've been sleeping on the couch. Well, I've done it for you before. Not
know.
this long, though. Holy moly.
This is the longest that either one of us has ever been sick.
Yeah. I agree. Kind of concerns me.
Though I think I only have one more night to sleep on the couch, and then tomorrow I'll change all the bedding and stuff and come back to bed.
Kind of concerns me, though. I don't like that kind of scenario, you know?
It happens. You're bound to catch the nasty flu once in a while.
Yeah, and that's what's weird, though. The big test came back, no flu virus either.
Well, no respiratory flu.
viruses. I mean, like, that's crazy. So the doc thinks it's some kind of weird flu hybrid.
Yeah.
And
when all you really had was a high fever, a touch of nausea, but that could have either been caused by all the medication you were taking or the fever itself, and
or
then
both
a
combined.
headache caused by laying in bed.
Yeah, laying in bed too much.
So it's not like you had a plethora of symptoms. It's not like your illness is Googleable.
Yeah, this is true. It was very generic.
Right. It
No?
was just a fever and some other nasty things caused by having a high fever.
Yeah. Like
So-
that thing on my side of my face, that little welt thing.
Yeah, that
came
was
up.
weird.
I mean, that was definitely fever related because that was the worst fever day was that day.
Yeah.
And that thing came out. And then when the fever
That was Sunday.
went the other direction. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why.
He was gone by Monday morning.
That's why I made the point of saying to Mitchell's mom, let's keep him until we know the answer. Because
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says, immune or not. They have to still be protected from potential harm. And then once we got the answer, it was like, boom, okay, see you, dude.
Yep.
Sent him on his way. We literally didn't even like hang out and chill out. We even were like, oh man, he could have dinner here. And then we thought about how long it was, and it was like, what, 2 hours away? I'm like, no, that's asking too much. We'll save it for him for next time.
Yep.
And that's what we'll do, We'll see him in a few days. It has been a long time, but it'll be nice to see him tomorrow real quick to get that shoe thing taken care of.
Well, and you're going to try acupuncture tomorrow for your headache.
Yeah, to end it permanently. It's been pretty good today, even after I took that nap.
Good.
My neck hasn't been, thumping.
You were spending too much time laying on that pillow. That pillow wasn't meant to be laid on for 8 days.
No, it's basically meant for 8 hours.
Maybe 10 on a bad night.
On a bad day. And even changing pillows, which is what I kept doing, didn't fix it.
You probably needed this big old bamboo bitch out here.
It was crazy.
The weapon pillow.
Yeah. The pillow of death. That pillow.
I love
Whoa.
my pillow.
I don't know why you like that pillow so
Oh,
much.
it's so great. It's hard as a freaking rock. It's an Alyssa pillow. She would like it too.
It is hard as a rock.
And it's enormous.
Well, really don't have much else to add to this conversation. I will say this. I think Bree was also a little sick during that time.
Yeah, she seems to be feeling okay today, though.
Yeah, she seems to have turned the corner today, but for at least 3 days-ish, she wasn't feeling good.
I think probably the heat was bothering her, too.
Yeah, agreed. This is her first real summer,
Well, and she was just a baby last summer.
Yeah.
Because now that she's turned 1, she's obviously lived through summer before.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got nothing else to add, and you're exhausted from your sickness, then I guess it's time for good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye, Bree. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.